I suggest that.
Huh?
What did I suggest?
You don't read your own call.
Never. Only 70 minutes?
I don't know, I'm in the lift and an elevator.
Right. Your thoughts, I mean, slow start, but then once you got going, the start pretty handle
We didn't come out to play, but then we really bad practice yesterday. And this group generally doesn't have bad practices. We had a really bad practice, so I didn't really do much to change their thought process. It's a long year. I kind of let them go for a while.
Did they play better after the first 10 minutes, or was it just a matter of keeping their line?
I didn't think we played very well. When you turn over and you miss free throws, generally that's a sign you're not ready to play. Generally. And then we had unforced errors. They weren't crushing us. We just had unforced errors. We just kind of very lackadaisical, very haphazard.
Coach, at one point in the second half, I think you mentioned about 38 points. It was half of the overall score for the team. When I asked Devin about that in depth, he said it's something that you've always done. You've always tried to build your teams very deep. How important is that in your recruiting and building process, and how much do you think the depth is going to play later on in the season?
Well, I was hoping we could get away with playing, 10 right now. Obviously, Beagle's out for the year. Brandon, we've got to make a decision whether to try to play him this year or whether to redshirt him. I don't think there's any doubt it's in Lamont's best interest to redshirt. So that leaves him. The hard thing about how we play is that everybody has to play. If we're running motion and you just kind of trot off a curl or you trot on a back cut or a slip or if you reject the screen and trot, you're going to be in a lane and then there's no place for anybody else to go. And so you got to make hard cuts. And then at the defensive end, if you don't make a rotation, it puts everybody in a bad way. I don't know, did you ever see a shortstop make a play in the hole when he wasn't really ready to field? A lot of guys aren't going to make breaks on the ball unless they're in ready position, and we were not in ready position, not twice in 40 minutes. And what I keep trying to explain to them, I don't care who you're playing, or I don't care if it's practice, it's still is. If you start doing the wrong thing more than you're doing the right thing, your habit is going to be the wrong thing. So we've got to kind of snap out of it from a mental standpoint. You're going to have games when you don't shoot it very well. You're going to have games when you don't maybe particularly play very well, but you always play hard. We didn't play hard. We didn't play hard by our standards.
I'm wondering about the way you have to handle make it and you ran into a situation tonight where Devin certainly wanted to get that last rebound.
I thought you should have had it before. But at the same time, then you sit there and you think, that's a nice thing for him. So what's it hurt for him to go and get that rebound? And I think, Bob, the thing about that works. Devin probably stayed an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half after practice on Friday, on Wednesday, Thursday. On Thursday, He stayed on Wednesday after practice. I came in the gym today, we shot at 2, and I came in about 1:20, 1:15, and he was soaking wet, you know, and he had the managers down there hitting him with pads, trying to finish a line around, and he'd already, you know, got shots in and was getting ready to get free throws in before we went to our, you know, hour-long shoot around. And so you know, you watch that day after day, and you say, if there's anybody who deserves a break, he deserves it. I mean, the problem is we used to have 5 or 6 guys doing that. Now we're down to 1. And you know, the crazy thing is like when Deshaun did it, then the next thing you know, Wellington Smith's done it, and then the next thing you know, Chuck Bryant's done it, and the next thing you know, Joe Mazzulla's done it, and so they're all standing after getting more shots. We've gone the other way with this group.
I assume just looking at Macon, knowing what he's put in from last year, that he's worked, you know, pretty hard to get to where he is now.
Everything's a matter of degrees, you know. Everything's a matter of degrees. They all work, and they don't have any choice. It's a matter of how hard they work.
Full strength, or maybe even as the roster as it is, would you be open to the idea of platooning at all?
I pretty much do, man.
I'm today, yeah,
I'm not big on doing it on the clock.
that's fine.
I'm not big on doing it on the clock because, you know, one time there may not be a stoppage in play, and those guys are just running up and down like crazy. And the other time there may be 3 or 4 fouls called, and all they've done is walk to the other end. So I'm not big on that. They tell me when they're tired. That's not a problem.
Anything else?
Well, where is this team defensively compared to last year? Same point without Juwan, Gary, maybe close to as good, or?
I think we can be better. You're talking about the same guys pretty much with a year's experience. I mean, potentially we could be better, but you can't be. It's a grind. You know, I don't know, somebody said to me, Dave said, you got your pregame talk ready for them. I don't got 31 of them for the regular season, and then another 3 or 4 hopefully in the conference tournament, and then another 6 in an NCAA tournament if we're going to do what we, you know, what they profess they want to do. I don't have that, man. I'm not that smart. And hell, I should have been a football coach. I only got to do it 12 times. You know, I can't do that, and they get tired of hearing the same stuff too. And, you know, it's not. We just the great teams, guys find a way to come and play. You know, not that they always play as well, but they always play hard. And they always play to win. And there's not anybody running around hunting shots. You know, that screws the team up. Guys running around hunting shots. There should be sort of a pecking order. I mean, I know there's a whole bunch of guys were hunting shots today that if it was to win the game, they would have ran the other way. Those guys probably shouldn't be shooting it. You know?
What separates your freshman from other freshmen?
I think he's more complete. He hasn't shot the ball very well because he, remember when he went down, he really bruised his shoulder. They wanted him not to use that shoulder so much to try to get it healed up. So he isn't shooting the ball very well because he hasn't shot the ball pretty much. He can pass it, he can rebound it, he can handle it. We're going to try to make it so that I could say he can guard too. We're working on that part. And if he's in the gym all the time, he shoots it okay.
Is there anything to this? A lot of kids that have had that much success come in knowing it all. And he comes in, I think, asking questions. Strikes me as trying to learn rather than trying to teach.
He's been, he's really, he's kind of a joy to coach. And you know, the other thing is you can talk to him, he actually understands what you're saying. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I told you this before, I just believe people, different people understand different things. Some people are good at math, some people are good at English, some people are good at drawing, some people, you know. It's the same thing in basketball. Everybody doesn't understand. I mean, I said run one cutter through the high post, which means throw the ball in the high post, and we threw it to the wing twice. Obviously, somebody didn't understand. And you can't do that, you know? You can't have those kind of breakdowns. Ethan understands, you know? So, but I think his aptitude to understand is very good. And I think that's, I don't know, my dad used to say that all the time. He used to watch guys coach and say, you know, he just doesn't have a very good aptitude for the game. You know, because they ran what they ran, but they couldn't make changes. They couldn't. I'll tell you something interesting about it. I played for my dad 4 years. Started for 4 years. There wasn't one time that he called timeout, he'd get in yet, or he'd do, you know, he'd change a bunch of stuff. He never ever used a clipboard once. He never drew an X-ray at any time in 4 years. And then I asked my brothers, who between them was 7 more years, and they said he never did it. I'm not that smart. But either are the guys I'm coaching, so. It's, but there people have, and anyways, I guess the short of what I would say is he has a great aptitude to learn basketball. Devin Williams has a pretty good aptitude. Devin understands what you tell him. Those guys, I mean, honest to God, they just look at you like you're speaking a foreign language. But we all learn in different ways. Some guys, if you show them on film, oh wow, really, that's what you were talking about. We all learn differently. Try to touch all the 7 senses. And then how many there are? I think it is, right? So you didn't think I knew that, did you, Justin?
I did.
And then is Tariq's aptitude for the game getting better? I mean, he had 10 assists, just 1 turnover tonight. He's starting to understand what you want from him in 1 guard
I've got name plays. You know, some of them are because of people we've played against around, and some of them are very specific, you know, as to what's supposed to happen. When you say run 1 cutter through the high post, you got to figure that out. Enough said.
Anything else?